In this video, I will show you how to use Pathfinder in Illustrator. We begin in a new Adobe Illustrator document, and as you can see, I have two artboards created to show you how each of the functions of the Pathfinder tool works. The first thing we have to do is open this Pathfinder menu, where all the different available functions are located. To do this, we need to go to the top menu of the page, and among all the options, click on the Windows section. In the drop-down menu that appears, we need to scroll down to the bottom, and here you can already see how the Pathfinder tool is shown. So we click on it to display the panel on our document. Now that this panel is visible in our artboard, we go to the upper section where it says Shape Modes, and I will start by explaining each of these functions and the result they give us. So pay close attention to each of them. To do this, I enlarge the artboard on the left, and now that this area is shown in full screen, we're going to start with the first function, which is called Unit. Before applying it, you can already see that the shapes we have in each section are simply two circles of different colors, and there is something you should not overlook, which is that all the circles have a black stroke, meaning that these shapes are closed, and this is very important. Pay close attention to how this stroke looks after applying each of the Pathfinder functions, because in some results, the stroke will no longer surround the resulting shape completely, which means that this resulting shape will not be closed, but open instead. We begin by selecting both circles with the regular selection tool, and when clicking on the unit icon, which is the first one, you can see how both shapes are automatically merged into a single one. Pay close attention here, because you can see that the stroke surrounds the entire shape, which means that the resulting shape is closed. In addition, you can see that this resulting shape is blue and not red, and if we press Ctrl Z to go one step back in the process, you can see that the blue circle was on top of the red circle, and therefore when merging them together, the color of the shape that is on top is the one that remains visible. Now we move on to the minus front function, and what is going to happen here is that the part of the shape that is covered by another one will be removed from the composition. In this case, since the blue shape is the one on the top, that part of the red circle that is not visible will be eliminated completely. We select both shapes, and when applying this function, you can clearly see that this hidden part of the red circle is removed as expected. Now we go to the intersect function, and here what is going to happen is that instead of removing the part shared by both the red circle and the blue circle, this will be the only part that is preserved, and this detail is very important to understand. In this case, the part that is preserved will no longer have the color of the shape that is behind, as happened with the minus front tool, but instead the color of this resulting shape will be the color of the shape in front, not the one behind it. We select both shapes, and when applying it, you can see that only that area that was hidden from the red circle is shown, but it is not shown in red, rather in blue, which confirms the result. After that, we move on to the last tool in the Shape Mode section, which is the Exclude tool. Here what is going to happen is exactly the opposite of what happened with the previous tool we just used. Instead of preserving only the shape that both circles share, the part that both circles share will be removed entirely, and the two independent shapes will remain visible. In addition, each of these shapes will not keep its original color, but both shapes will take on the color of the shape that is in front, in this case blue, as you can clearly see. We select them, and when applying it, you can see that the shared part is removed and that both shapes are tinted blue at the same time. Now I move to the right to explain each of the functions in the Pathfinder section, and here we have circles of other colors, but you can see that the pink circles are always in front of the yellow circles in every example. I begin with the divide function, so we select both circles and click on the divide icon. Now we right click on these shapes, and in this menu we click on Ungroup to separate them. After that, we click outside the page, and we can select each of the shapes individually and drag it freely. As you can see, we have three different shapes, and all three are closed, since they have a stroke around their entire outline. Very important, as you can see, the central part has ended up pink, and this is because the pink circle was on top of the yellow circle. Now we move on to the trim function, so we select both shapes and click on the trim icon. We right click on it, click on Ungroup, and just like before, we click outside the page and separate the shapes. Here I move slightly to the left, so that you can see that what has happened is very similar to what happened when we applied the minus front tool. With both tools, the shape that is behind is trimmed, but in the case of the minus front tool, everything else is removed, while with the trim tool, the shape in front is preserved intact. In addition, as you can see, with the trim tool the stroke is not preserved, but we can still apply it again if we want to. We move on to the merge section, and here what is going to happen is that shapes with the same color will be merged into a single one, and the shape that is behind will also be trimmed. We select them, and when applying this function we right click again to ungroup, and you can see that exactly that has happened. After that we move on to the crop tool, and here I shift to the left again so that you can see that the result has a certain similarity to the intersect tool. I select both shapes, apply the function, and you can see that the result is a shape shared by both circles, just like with the intersect tool, but in this case the resulting shape does not take the color of the circle that was in front, but instead takes the color of the circle that was behind. In addition, as you can see, even though the shape has the color of the circle behind, the selection of the circle on the right appears, which is the one that was in front. If we go to the top control bar in stroke, type 20 and press enter, you can see how the stroke of this front circle is preserved. After that we move on to the outline section. Select both shapes, and when applying the outline function you can see that only the outlines are kept. But this is very interesting, because the outlines will keep the color of each of the shapes. To see this clearly, we go to the top menu, and if in the stroke section we type 40 and press enter, you can see how the outlines are preserved, each one with the color of the shape it belongs to. Then in the minus back section we move to the left to compare it with the minus front tool. As you can see, with the minus front function what happened was that the lower circle was preserved, and the area that was covered by the upper part was trimmed from it. With the minus back function the opposite will happen. We will keep the upper shape and trim the part it shares with the lower shape. We select both circles, when applying it we're done.